Alright, so to time it, first thing we're going to do is we're going to set this thing at top dead center. Okay, so we're at top dead center right there. Get a light down in here. Alright, so then what you do is you get the 360 mark right at the bottom of the valve opening. I don't know if you can see that very well. You get that 360 mark right on the bottom there. Alright? And for this particular Seadoo is 30 degrees of timing. I'm going to go ahead and make a mark at 30 degrees. That looks about right. It's actually pretty dead center on that notch right there that's built into the crankcase. So that's going to be our timing mark. Alright, and now this part is the part that's a pain in the ass. Making sure this rotary valve is at the right spot. That's pretty close. I think we could probably get one more tooth in. So I do have some wiggle room with this. It is plus or minus 5 degrees. So it looks like that other spot is better. So it looks like that's where we're going to sit. Alright. Alright, so you're going to want to make sure when you disconnect all this stuff to get the oil pump off. You see these little nipples here? Over here. I couldn't find a little plug that'll work, so what I'll do is I'm going to take some heat shrink, heat it up, fold it over, and then zip tie it to it. While I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and remove the oil pump. So that's where the gear hooks onto. So now that that's taken apart, I'm just going to prep the surface because I am putting in the kit. Now to make sure this fits, this offline for I think 10 bucks. Well, would you look at that? Piece of shit doesn't work. Alright. Looks like I'm going to use the pump. Alright, so I'll bolt that back on there. Sure this isn't going to leak, I'm going to put some good old RTV in there. Alright, so I got my pieces of heat shrink here. I recommend doing this with oil, blah blah blah, whatever ventilated area. So I'm just going to heat this up. Shrink it onto there.
Alright. Shrink it onto there. Of course, I used the dead lighter. Alright. These guys are heated up nice and tight.
So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip these over like that and kind of zip tie them in place. Alright, so I got it all zip tied up, both sides. Now we can put this back in the Seadoo, which is going to be a little hard. Alright, I'm going to make sure that this housing right here that houses the oil pump and the intake manifold is nice and tight to the rotary valve cover, and then we'll put the whole assembly back in now that the engine's timed and ready to go. Alright. So even though, okay, so I got the valve or rotary cover on. They're not tight yet, but even though that this nipple right here and this nipple right here are open, there's nothing going to be connected to them. Even though that the pump isn't rolling, it shouldn't be sucking anything in, but to prevent water accidentally getting inside there, I'm going to go ahead and plug those up too. Same with this hose right here. I'm just going to kind of pinch it back and zip tie it. Now that the rotary cover is all in, go ahead and stick the carb in. Line these up on them holes. Should just drop right into place. There it is. There's a carb. Go ahead and bolt that up. Alright, so we got the carb all hooked up. Hooked the fuel lines to it, the remaining lines. The oil line, I just shoved a bolt in it for right now. I just want to test it, run it. I'm going to tighten these spark plugs up and let's see if we can get it to run. Okay, let's open up the garage. Open up the garage. Get that door open. Alright, let's see if we can get it running. It's got a premix fuel in it already. Turn the gas on. Put on reserve just cause. Alright, moment of truth. Well, as you can tell with the smoke, I got it to kind of run, but it's only running off starter fluid, so kind of back to square one, where I run it off of, I did the premix conversion and I rebuilt the carb just for this reason. I don't know if it's just not getting fuel because that the carb's not getting fuel or what the hell's going on, but seems like it's not getting fuel, whatever it is. Well, all this smoke would mean that I'm good, but I still can't get it to run on its own. I think I'm going to call it a night. Can't seem to get it to run by itself, but runs good with starter.